Hey guys, Tanner Larsson here from Build, Grow, Scale, and I want to talk to you today about remarketing. Alright, so remarketing, also known as retargeting, if you guys have been following me for any length of time, you know it's almost every other word out of my mouth. It's very important in my mind, and it really is that important in an e-commerce business. So what we're talking about here is putting a piece of code called a pixel or a cookie on your website that when someone lands on that site, it fires that pixel or it activates that pixel, and then sets off an advertising campaign or an ad that starts floating around the internet, tracking them all over the place. Okay, you see this all the time if you go to like Zappos or something, and then all of a sudden that pair of shoes you were looking at Zappos is now on Huffington Post, it's on CNN, it's all over the place everywhere you go, right? Well, a lot of stores are jumping on the retargeting bandwagon now, finally. It's been around for a long time, and most people were ignoring it for so long. I was harping on it for a long time, but very few people were actually adopting it. Now with Facebook, and the way the Facebook pixel works, a lot more advertisers are using retargeting through Facebook, but they're stopping there. And the point that I want to make on this remarketing is that that's not enough, okay? Remarketing is by far the most effective and will have the highest ROI of any type of paid advertising that you do. So with that said, if the ROI is the highest, the cost is also the cheapest, maybe you should emphasize it more and focus on it more. So instead of just marketing through one platform, you should be remarketing through multiple platforms. In our business, we drop 5 different sets of remarketing pixels on every single web page or website that we're going to track for. Why 5? Because there's 5 different key networks that we use in our business. Okay? So we may not be having ads live on all those networks at once, but at least we have the audience built up, so if we need to turn on a really broad scale or massive campaign, all of a sudden our ads are everywhere. So at a minimum, guys, yes, be using Facebook, be using Perfect Audience or one of the other platforms that allows you on Facebook, but that's not enough. You need to be also getting at least 2 other forms of remarketing in. And so if you're leveraging Facebook, using the Facebook ad platform, you've got Facebook covered. That even takes you over to Instagram. Okay, you're good there. What you're missing on the big scale is you're missing display ads, which on the content network ads that are on Google and Bing and other sites that are out on the regular web. So you need to make sure you're leveraging a remarketing platform that also allows for display ads. And then the other one you should be leveraging which is Google, which is going to be AdWords, or which actually when I refer to AdWords, I'm actually talking about YouTube remarketing. Okay, you can do retargeting video ads on YouTube, retargeting and display ads. You can do all of that stuff, and nobody does it. Less than 1% of the remarketing is done on YouTube. So it's a wide open field right now. Hardly anybody's using it. The ROI is insane. And if you are remarketing on 3 different platforms, your coverage and your reach to that audience is massive. Not to mention the fact that you're going to be much more top of mind in that customer or visitor's mind because they're seeing you literally everywhere. It also makes your company look bigger. And they think, hey, if I'm seeing this, everybody else is seeing this, even though that's not necessarily the case. That's the power of remarketing. And again, just to repeat, the ROI is the most massive, the largest that you will find in any type of paid advertising that you do. So make sure you're using remarketing, and make sure you're using at least 3 different mediums of remarketing channels, and ideally more, but no less than 3, okay? And it doesn't cost you anything to set up these remarketing pixels. So even if you're not currently running an ad on these platforms, at least that audience is building up, okay? So you'd rather, when you want to run an ad, it'd be nice to have an audience to go to rather than having to start from scratch at that point. So just a little talk on remarketing, guys. I love it. We use it heavily in our business. A massive portion of our advertising budget is devoted to remarketing, and that is because, like I've said multiple times already, it has a massive, massive ROI. All right? Talk to you later.